Live from Gary O'Neill Studios in Baltimore.
You're listening to the See.Plan.Do show. Gary O'Neill.
All right, here you go. DJ.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Happy party! Wow! Woo! What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome to the See.Plan.Do show with me, professional. I'm removing professional. You already know. Mindset and business coach, relationship coach, whatever coach you need me to be in that moment, in that space, in that time. You have that space. Mr. Gary O'Neill Jr., and as always, when you see me listening to Get Into It with Pruitt on the radio, and we'll talk about that in a minute, please don't interrupt me, and please don't forget the junior. Shout out to Pops, and we have such an amazing show today, man. I am fired up because when I have the sensei, big sensei in the building, when I have my fellow Pasean, all right, if I would have recorded what happened earlier before I even hit the record button, that could have been a whole nother show. All right. That could have been a whole nother show. Right. But today, season 6, episode 127. All right. Entitled Get Into It with Pruitt, Shadow Work. And today we're going to talk with Robert Pruitt, the visionary. Man, there's so many things. The owner and founder of the Facts Academy, professional life coach. So many things that this man has to offer. And today we're going to talk about shadow work. All right. And what does that look like? And what we can do with shadow work. All right. So can I get to my shout outs really quickly? I'm so fired up about this episode, man. As all my other episodes. But when I got Robert Pruitt in the building, author, coach, visionary, man, he coaches me. So hey, think about that. Your favorite coach gets coached by somebody else. So you already know how extraordinary this man is. Like I cannot sing this man's praises enough. All right. But we're going to get into it. So can I get to my shout outs though? All right. My day one A1 listeners, shout out to you. People that are watching this for the first time. Hey, welcome. All right. People listening to this for the first time. Hey, how do I sound? My mic sounds nice. Check 1. All right. People, my Candy Corn crew, my OGs, directors, people that are watching this, listening to this inside of the U.S., outside of the U.S., wherever you are, there are 1.5 million new podcasts. Thank you for taking time to listen to this one. All right. So can we get right into our See.Plan.Do moment of the week, sponsored by Heart Savers Maryland? So right after a brief word from our sponsor, we'll get into it. Let's go.
Are you looking to get certified in CPR, first aid, or other life-saving skills? Heart Savers Maryland is your premier CPR training facility. Individual and classroom sessions available. Schedule your training at heartsaversmd.com. Each second counts. Get trained today.
All right, your See.Plan.Do moment of the week is entitled, You Would. Show up for yourself like you said you would. Love yourself like you said you would. Be kind and gentle to yourself. And actually, let me take a pause. If you go back, there's an episode that me and Pruitt did together. Be gentle. Go back and listen to that. But be kind and gentle to yourself like you said you would. Work hard. Put the work in. Work hard like you said you would. You owe it to yourself to be everything you ever dreamed of being. Now, the question is, would you? All right, that's your See.Plan.Do moment of the week, sponsored by Heart Savers Maryland. Make sure you get into it as far as learning CPR training today. All right, can we get to our Greenlight Entertainment Song of the Week, guys? As always, if you're listening to this right after this word from my sponsor, you know you're going to hear the vibes. If you are watching this on YouTube or whatever digital streaming platform you're checking out right now, guess what? Like and subscribe to the channel. All right. And right at the bottom, you'll see a playlist entitled See.Plan.Do intros and song of the week. Get into it. All right. You'll see. I might have to say get into it a lot today. I don't know. All right. But right after a brief word from our another amazing sponsor, we'll get to it.
Having a wedding, birthday party, or other social or corporate event, contact Greenlight Entertainment today. With our experienced DJs, quality sound, and professional service, we look to make your event the event. Check us out on the web at www.greenlightentertain.com. With Greenlight Entertainment, you have the green light.
When I talk about you have the green light, you have the green light to have the best event musically that you can. All right. So there is no appetizer because, hey, guess what? We got a full-on entree today. All right. So as always, when you see me start switching around the look, you already know that we're going to have an amazing guest on. But please, if you have not done so already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please make sure you hit that like, share this in every capacity that you can. Okay. So without further, here we go. Look at that. We're going to go from here. And all right, without further ado, let's bring in Big Sensei, Mr. Robert L. Pruitt.
You know, when you say that, it makes me feel like I'm Shaq. You know, I used to give Kobe the ball. Kobe gave me the ball. Then I give Kobe the ball back. They call me Big Sensei. They call me Big Philosopher. Maybe you know, I too am a Pisces. That's why Kobe and I didn't get along. He's a Virgo. Virgo and Pisces, they do well, but they both want the ball. Can't both have the ball because there's only one ball. Oh, you didn't know? That's actually in the shadows. You don't know what's there.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
You didn't know that was there.
I did not know
in the shadows.
I didn't waiting for
You want Denzel's in the shadow, huh? I'm looking at you, huh? I see you done changed up your show. Okay, my man. I watch you. I listen to the show, huh? Okay, my man.
I didn't even know you even had that one in it. It was in the shadows. I didn't even know.
I can do the whole show.
Yeah, I can see.
And you know, maybe we could even have Michelle come on. And, you know, when I was in office, and people would ask me, I'm gonna leave y'all alone.
Hey, first of all, if you're not friends with a Pisces, if you don't know one,
go get you one.
Go get you one.
Get you one.
What are you doing right now? Okay. You know, please let me. And this is the second time. This is the second time or third. Is this the third time? I want to say this is the third time you've been on the show. I want to say when I first did Power 4.4, you were there.
I mean, yeah, but the very first conversation we had, our teams were battling for who was going to go into the playoffs. So this was a minute. This was a minute. This is when you had cords visible. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's only for those of y'all that know old school DJ, no knocks to the digital crew. Yeah. I got a digital setup. I'm talking old school crates where you run the cord through the crate. And so that's been a minute, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's been a minute. That's almost 5 years ago, 4 years ago. That was in your beginning, your inception.
I have to go back and look because I want to say you might have been in the first 10 episodes, and now we're at 120, and now we're at 126.
Yeah. So do the math. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So let me formally introduce you to the small group of people who do not know.
Just tell them I'm Big Sensei.
Mr. Robert L. Pruitt is so many things to so many people. But he is a professional coach. He is a visionary, as I said earlier. He is the owner and founder and creator of the Facts Academy, and he is the soul alchemist. And he is such an amazing person to know. You know, and I definitely in this spirit, just in this moment, just want to say how I so appreciate you guys. If you do not know, the See.Plan.Do, the mantra, the name came from my meeting Pruitt. And so that's, you know, we were in, you know, for some of you guys who don't know, I was in a leadership academy at work, and I was there. It was a very small group of people who could get in, and I got in. And one of the things they said, yeah, it's going to be a life coach. And I was like, really? All right, cool. And the rest was history. And I remember one day we were in class, and he talked about, hey, envision where you want to be, put forth a strategy of success to make it happen. And then above all else, just execute. And I said, so See.Plan.Do? He was like, exactly. And that from there.
Yes.
And that was almost, I want to say,
was that 2012?
11 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the legit
2011
years ago. Yeah. So look at where we are now, man. So I definitely am inspired, invigorated, and I so appreciate your effort and talents and skills and what you bring to this world.
I thank you for the blessing, my brother. Yeah. Let's go.
All right. And so let's get into it. So today's episode, again, episode 127. We're here with Robert Pruitt, and we're talking shadow work. So you guys, if you might have seen online, you might have seen in different areas, you might have seen a lot of people talking about shadow work. And I've even had people say to myself, like, hey, what is it? And I myself, I didn't even really know. So I said, why not bring the person that I know 100% can speak on what this is to us, what that looks like, what we can do, Mr. Robert Pruitt. So my first question is, how are you doing today?
I am moving through a sleepless night, flying on fumes of purpose. How about that, right? Like the purpose is moving me where the body's going, dude, we trying to go to sleep. We're getting some work done in the house, and I don't do well. Piscean sensitivity, different for everyone. But they were spray painting the cabinets. I can't handle the fumes of that. And so literally my body is poisoned by it. While I'm flushing my system, I'm waiting for that stuff to move through. Ta-da. It's like, no, there was no sleep last night. It's like, oh, well, yeah, we got some things to play with today. So welcome to purpose. I'm riding on fumes of purpose.
Yeah. Sometimes when your purpose can carry you.
Yes, sir.
When you think about Michael Jordan in the flu game, my man was sick. And there's always that iconic picture of Scottie Pippen holding him.
That's right.
And they carrying him over because of purpose, and they scored 55 that game. Yeah. Okay. So without further ado, thank you for letting us know where you are. They need to get all that stuff out of here. They got to finish.
All good. Please.
But as always, I would be remiss, Prue. I would be remiss to not go over the world famous, sometimes duplicated, never can be reproduced. One of my favorite segments with guests on, entitled Fuego Rapido. See, now I know that I'm older now that I'm 42. I realize, I used to work with my hips, a lot of hip work. Yeah. See, I leave that to the TikTokers and stuff. They do the hips. Now I just get very casual, very sexy with the shoulders. See that when you're older now, the shoulders is where the work is. Yeah, there you go. You can even lean forward a little bit, lean back. Hips. If I was to stand up, all this would be straight, like I'm a statue. But up here, I'm Rico Suave up here. Down low,
up top.
Yeah, up top. Up here. So. Of course, I got to check back in with you with these rapid fire questions entitled Fuego Rapido. But I'm going to just ask you some questions. Let's get into it.
Let's go, my friend.
All right, first question, because I just want to just check back in. First question, and I've asked you this before, but let's just see where you are. You might have changed. Wings, flats or drums, bro?
Man, I'm pescatarian. Next.
You still pescatarian? Okay, cool. What is your favorite fish?
Oh, geez. It's a toss-up between salmon, mahi-mahi, and swordfish.
Oh, I've had swordfish.
Oh, brother, swordfish steak done well, that thing will change your life.
You know what? I was on vacation, and they had swordfish, and I said, I've never had swordfish.
Yeah.
And red
snappers in there, though.
Never had it again.
My boo-boo got to make it, though. Get you some red snapper head on. It's it's our cousins, but don't matter.
Head
Don't
on
matter.
red snap.
Head on red
I
snap.
need to do. All right, I'm gonna do that this week. I actually don't even think I've even had red snapper. Really? I don't know.
Then it's a flaky, meaty, sweet white meat.
Okay.
So it
All right.
holds whatever seasoning is there. All right, next question.
Oh yes. What will people
Mhm.
when they look back at us at 50 years from now? What is one thing that you think that people would be shocked and appalled by? Yeah, we're getting into it today. One thing that when people
we
look back at us on 50
believe that the life of African American men in particular is expendable and is simultaneously marketable.
Oh wow. Man, you don't already tried to shut down my Fuego Rapido. Wow. Okay. What is on the flip side? What is something that 50 years from now that people will be happy and appreciative of? And when they look back us 50 years from now, one of the things that would be something that they would say, well, that was a really great time.
Well, what came up for me, quite frankly, was that you, Big G, have put into the space your life's work in many different forms that adds value.
And so I would say that. Oh, yeah. Thank you. And that goes the same for you and a lot of people. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Moving on. How you feel about your Steelers not being in the playoffs? Yet again.
You know me. So let's keep it 100. I'm not like them other Steelers fans. I call a thing a thing. I told you years ago when we met up, we didn't need to meet up then because we barely got in. We have been struggling for 8 seasons. Here's what I appreciate. They're led by a Piscean coach. Okay, I said it.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you, were you gonna go against our Piscean code and ask him to be removed?
Oh no. Because you see, everything is relative. 16 seasons, all of them are winning seasons.
All of them.
Now, all of them. So how many teams can say they've gone 16 consecutive seasons? Not 16 seasons out of 50 or out of 20. Consecutive. Now, because I said everything is relative, that's expected for us. Does that make sense? Like, that's the norm. We choke when it comes to the AFC dance. You understand? And if we got to go up against y'all to get in there, which has been our history, since y'all came in that 96 year, we've had to go through Baltimore to claim victory in order to get to the big dance. And that's always been a challenge. And I don't care for the fact that we struggle and then get to the playoffs because we don't possess the energy to sustain and move through. I don't care that we got there. I care about how we showed up getting there. We got fight and tenacity. I love that. But we don't have the ability to sustain the drive, if that makes sense.
Hopefully they make some changes in the offseason. I think it looked good. It was tough, Well,
if you go back, we did the same thing in the 80s until Cowherd got there. That's where we are. We're in a shift now. So I would think next season will be the year where we go, okay. But here's what I know to be true. No team wants to play us. Meaning if you got to advance and come through us, nobody wants to play us regardless of our record. And remember, there was a point where we were 2-6.
Yeah.
And we did the same thing last season and then got into the play. Like, I don't. Yeah. So we're doing what we need to do right now, but it's too consistently poor, if that makes sense. For us, it's a poor pattern of behavior and poor execution relative to the big dance, but it's consistent with respect to we always seem to pull out what we need to pull out and win where we need to win. But we're not going over that hump.
Okay. All right. So your Super Bowl prediction, we got Kansas City and we got Philly. Who is your Super Bowl prediction?
I'm gonna go with my part of town. Now, anybody that's from Philly. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. you got to know. They're so damn tough. Rock on. That's that Philly sound.
Okay.
If y'all don't
So
know
Philly.
what that is, it's my part of town, y'all. That's
All
my
right.
anthem.
So we have Pruitt on record saying that, hey, Philly is going to beat Philly's going to beat them. I actually am going the other way. I think that it was nice. You guys got to the big dance. I don't think that they're gonna, some teams have been there.
Philly.
All right. So I guess we have to put I'm gonna put something on it. I have to send you something if they win. I don't know.
They'll tell you PHILLY. Philly.
Okay.
You gotta go back, son.
I hear you. I hear you. The sound of music. I hear all these things. I hear you. You got it. You got it. Okay. But I just wanted to be clear that he said that Philly's gonna win. All right, we're gonna see. But I will say that when it comes down to him and the Steelers, that I actually don't even get on him as much because he takes it. Some of you fair weather fans, you talk crap. You talk crap. See, I'm okay. Like, it's not too many teams I don't like. More or less that it's the fan base that makes me have to attack you, like Cowboys fans. See, it's some Cowboys fans that are cool because they're afraid they don't get on me about the Ravens. But if you, whatever your team is, like it's some Bengals fans that want to say something about the Ravens, now I gotta get you. Now I gotta have a conversation now.
But here's the irony, bro. Yeah. We still are. I still think we're the top #1 consistently hard division to play in.
Oh yeah, AFC.
Tell me another one where you don't want to play any of the teams in the division.
We'll give you that work. We will give you that work.
All of them. Cleveland will give you that. Like I don't want to play any of the teams in our division ever.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with you that the AFC North is the toughest division, I think.
Yes,
because you can get beat easily.
Yes,
so
by everybody, regardless of their record.
But we will see. We will see what's going on. So,
you'll see Philly.
We'll see. All right, we'll see. We'll see. You know what? I will put. If Philly wins, I don't know what your favorite fish restaurant.
No, when they do, go ahead. No, get the song. Just play My Part of Town, and that's how it starts out.
Yeah, that will be that.
It's
that will
be Tough Crew. Just in case y'all thought I was TUFF Crew, y'all don't play with me. I'm another DJ. Don't come.
And he is like
it's Tough Crew.
When you say and acknowledge that, hey, like you got really a Piscean twin. His birthday is the 22nd, right? 22nd,
20th, baby.
20th, right? His is the 20th, mine is the 21st, and Dad, with some of the things that he says, like I said, if I would have recorded the conversation before this, that'd have been a whole nother episode. That would have been a whole nother episode about BS.
Yes,
so
sir.
we may have to get, so we may have to, when you have your show, we have to talk about that. Yeah. All right. So, man. So happy to have you on here today. All right, so let's get into shadow work. Okay, so shadow work has been out here. People have talked about it. So, Pruitt, break it down to us, and let's get right into it. What is shadow work, and why is it important that we know about shadow work?
I won't say that there is an agreed upon definition.
Okay,
the origins of it are Carl Jung, considered a philosopher by many. And essentially what he was offering was that there are aspects of the self. Please understand what we refer to as personality, which is nothing but behavior. We define it as the self, which I think is problematic from a spiritual standpoint, because then we say, I am the self, and it gets us in trouble. That's a whole nother conversation. But as an aspect of the self, some part of myself that I do not know, or some part of myself that I suppress, repress, deny, avoid, moves into the shadow, which means it moves behind the scenes. And behind the scenes in this context just means the unconscious mind, right? So, I experienced being sexually molested twice. I never buried that. I know other people that have had experiences with sexual trauma. They buried it, where you can have conversations, you can ask questions, and you can get to a point where you can see there's nothing there. I never had that. Now, there were moments where I was like, well, what is this? Or why is this happening? And I may not have wanted to have addressed it, shared it, but I didn't deny the experience. So sometimes with trauma, we deny the experience. It's like some people when they're dealing with death. One of the things that I said is, I didn't wipe my tears when my father transitioned, because I for me said, if I'm wiping them, I'm removing a memory. Because here's what I know to be true. You and I were laughing before we got on here. I had tears flowing. I didn't wipe them. So when I'm laughing, I don't wipe them. Even if I go, oh my God, you're killing me. I'm not wiping them with the same intention as, oh, my father, and I wipe them. So I was like, no, let it flow, because I want the full experience. Sometimes there are things in life that, quite frankly, are just so traumatic we don't want to experience it. Other things, we just give them meaning and interpretation. So when I deal with those things that are repressed or a part of the unconscious mind that we invite forward, my process is called shadow play, because I don't want to work. And the reason why I say that is work for me constitutes a doingness that comes with an intellectual assessment. That's left brain. Play is right brain and connected to spirituality and creativity and relationship. So we invite clarity around an issue. So where some people, there are some questions that people will ask where, for me, and this is a personal experience, not everything is going to fit everybody, but questions like, what triggers you? Okay, stop right there. You just asked me to share with you a trigger?
Yeah.
And so if I'm open and available to share the trigger, then okay, my hope is that you'll be ready to catch me, because I may be triggered while sharing the trigger, or the mere fact that you asked me the question with the word trigger in it might trigger my old pattern of flight or fight. You understand? So here we are in a session and an experience where I'm inviting you to build relationship through play versus working intellectual. The questions become intellectual. And there are some presentations of shadow work that I don't care for, that just don't resonate with me, because for me, they re-injure the person. They take them into a place that they, quite frankly, don't need to go to. I don't need you to relive the trauma in order for you to connect to the gift contained within it. So through my play, I don't even call them steps, because the intellectual mind will say, I need to do 1, then 2, then 3. I just simply say, here's a protocol or a process. So as long as you're playing with these questions, for example, the first question I ask is, what's the issue? Notice I didn't say, what's in the shadow? I didn't ask you, what's the trigger? I didn't ask you, what don't you like about yourself? Those are some of the questions people ask. Can you imagine somebody, you in your stuff, I look you in your face, G, in a moment of your vulnerability and say, what part of yourself don't you like? See, that for me is left brain intellectual. So my right brain sensibility says, okay, what's the issue? What's the thing that continues to come up for you where you go, this is getting on my nerves? Or as we said earlier, this is about some moon, right? Like, what's the BS for you? And people are more open to engage in that line of question because they can see and hold it as something outside of themselves. Oh, the issue is, and then they can talk about this mug at work, always be giving me work, and I never feel like I am validated at work. Got it. So the issue is what? Lack of validation? Okay, what's the object of the issue? It's my coworker. Weren't you listening? Got it, coworker. And then walk them through a process, and before they know it, they've connected with it where they can ask the issue, the thing that we call the shadow. What is it you want me to know? Is essentially the question. And the context I put it in, Gary, is the Wicked Witch of the West. It's Dorothy and the Wicked Witch of the West. And if y'all don't know that story, and I don't care if you go and look at The Wiz, but using the movie version of The Wizard of Oz, if you go to the beginning, it opens with Dorothy putting Total down, talking about Mrs. Gulch, who ultimately comes and puts Total in the bite basket and rides. Right. And we know Mrs. Gulch is the same person that plays the Wicked Witch. If you didn't know, Mrs. Gulch is the same person that plays the Wicked Witch. But here's what's interesting. Dorothy runs to her aunt and uncle to tattletale on Mrs. Gulch. Yep. Mrs. Gulch comes in and says, I'm tired of your dog running through my flower bed. Most of us miss that. There's a level of accountability that we may not have when we deny aspects of ourselves. So we move into victim mode And then we attempt to have conversations with people that bring them to our side so that they can defend our position. Well, the shadow work or shadow play is about recognizing that we put the ego in play to defend and protect us because we believe at some level we are our bodies or we are our results. So if something traumatic happened to me, then somewhere in there, I must have brought that on myself. Or somewhere in there, I might have an interpretation like I'm not good enough. So I play that out over years and years and decades, and it keeps showing up. And I find that the things I really want in life that matter the most are sabotaged in an unconscious way. So what I invite is a face-to-face meeting with your best friend that you were calling Wicked. Her name is not Wicked, even though they created a play around it. She is indeed the Witch of the West. My interpretation of her behavior is that it's wicked. So I began to look at things as problematic externally, and then it becomes problematic internally. But because it's in the subconscious mind, it's behaving behind the scenes. It's almost like if you were playing music under us talking. Most people wouldn't be able to hear it until we stopped talking. Then you
Come on,
hear the
man.
soundtrack come up. You understand? So what I do is invite you to connect to the soundtrack and recognize that you're the one that pushed play without needing to re-traumatize or re-victimize you. Just simply asking, what's the issue? What is the object of the issue? If the issue had a name, what might the name be? Because it might be it's Gary, or it's the Wicked Witch, or it's me, or it's love. And you go, oh, so the shadow's name is love? You go, you don't need to understand it, but notice you got an answer to the question. Okay, ask love what it wants you to know. Translation, ask the ego, what job did I give you? I know little Robbie that was molested at age 3 and then again at age 14. I gave my ego a role to play in ensuring that I was protected. You understand? Well, that assurance continued to play out. So then going back and saying, okay, what role would you like to play? And just sitting with the relationship. Let me say it another way. It's the equivalent of inviting the bully in your life to dinner at your house. And asking the bully, so please share with me why or what the bullying is about. Oh, well, you know, you always drop your head every time you saw me and you just look like you didn't seem to care for yourself or value yourself. Okay, so I heard value. Okay. What role would you like to play? I mean, I like to protect you from other folk. Like, you know, I can throw them, I can throw them things. So, you know, if you need, but I'm not really interested in bullying you, but you keep calling me in to do. I call you in to bully me, to bring to my awareness that I don't value myself. Got it. See, that's what's in the shadow. The shadow contains information that we can apply to our lives in real time that creates a shift or a transformation. And that shift and transformation can impact everything else that's in our lives. But if we don't address the shadow, then what we're looking at, you've seen the yin and yang, we call it the Pisces sign. It's looking at the light, but not the dark. It's embracing Christ, but not the devil. It's embracing the good, but not the bad. You understand what I'm saying? It's embracing the stuff we like about ourselves and that we see reflected in other people, but denying the things we don't like about ourselves and that we see in other people. So for me, Dorothy saw aspects of herself in the woman she called wicked, but was blind to it. And her entire journey has her wake up to the fact that every single character that she denied was some aspect of herself.
And if you have not, is your book still, your book is still out there, right?
Still out there.
In the box. Yeah, don't. I can look over the
I'm
library
going
now.
to.
Oh,
yeah, out of the box.
Remaster it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's some new. There's going in the box now.
Oh man, wow! So thank you for breaking that down as far as what shadow work is, and then you're introducing to us shadow play. Yeah. I really love both analogies that you use because you're right. Dorothy was out here trying to snitch, and she's the one that caused the problem.
She was wicked.
And then you try to say that the witch was wicked, but all she's doing is just trying to protect her rose bush.
Okay, so you got it. You got the point. And if you look at it, when she first meets Glenda asks, "Are you a witch?" And she says, "Oh no, witches are ugly." So what does that say? Okay, So again, she was blind to what
boy.
she was saying. So how many of us are walking through our lives saying things that we're blind to? It's coming out our mouths, but we don't hear it, see it, feel it, sense it, and somebody holds us accountable. We don't know what that is because we're not really cognizant of what we said, but that unconscious mind plays. It never shuts off. It's always operating. So those belief systems and those unresolved issues and those unaddressed hurts are still active.
And it's in the shadow.
It's in the shadow.
So yeah, and that brings me to okay. So we're clear about what shadow work is, and it's bringing light to what's in the shadow. You know, just like if you think about a kid, you know, being upset because my daughter at one point did not want the lights off because what she thought that might have been a laundry hamper, now it's this thing, and it's like it's causing problems. So let's say, okay, so there clearly going to be some people who need to do shadow play, which is what you highlighted.
Shadow work. They come to me, we playing. I'm too old to be working.
Right. And even previously, when you talked about play and previous is just illumination, just looking it up, and how so many people don't play by reviewing it, looking it up, but like you said, not re-traumatizing yourself and reliving this situation, just sort of identifying it, and we go from there. So how do we know? Let's say that I have things in the shadow. I'm listening to this episode. How do I know if I need to do shadow play?
To take a look at the pervasive issue in your life. So if your money is funny all the time, if your relationships don't go long at all, if there's somebody in your family that I can't stand, okay, it's fine that you can't stand them, but you always talking about them, can't seem to get or hold a job, believe in a higher power. I don't care whether you call it God, Allah, Buddha, light, love, source, but God has never seemed to be present in your life and in your behavior, only when things go wrong.
Oh man.
You're not open and available to receive feedback. You defend your position.
Oh boy.
How about let me give you some other ones. I'm gonna go into my metaphysical.
Please talk your talk. Please talk.
I'm going into my metaphysical realm.
Yeah, let's go.
The lower part of your body always seems to be in pain. Here's a connection. When the heart is closed, we tend to experience pain in the lower regions of our bodies, particular in the joints around the knees. Experiencing asthmatic symptoms. Usually asthma relates to the lungs. Lung is about expression. What are you not expelling or expressing? Remember, every disease starts as a dis-ease. Some things are in the DNA and pass through generationally, but it's because it wasn't addressed in previous generations. Okay. What else? How about this one? Acne.
Really?
Acne on your body. Just check in. If you've got I can't seem to stop breaking out. I don't mean like it's one day and you just boop, 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 boop,
right. Maybe
You're my age. You're almost 56 and you still popping bumps. Okay, take a look at that. Take a look at that because it's letting you know there is a mineral that is absent in the body. Acne is about a protrusion. It gets and garners our attention. So what is going on internally that my body is getting my attention? Yes, that's what knee pain and joint aches. It's what do you think a headache is? It's getting your attention. So you could take the Tylenol, but the Tylenol, it's superficial. You haven't dealt with the root. So what's going on that I've got the headache? Oh, I may be dehydrated. Got it. So what's the dehydration about? Maybe I don't take care of myself. Okay. When did you first learn to take care of yourself? Or when did you first tell yourself it didn't matter if you took care of yourself? Welcome to shadow.
Wow.
I'm not talking about a headache. I'm talking about headaches
Like
consistent.
chronic headaches.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Not
what we
not
got.
one
That's
day, but like chronic
Correct.
headache, chronic knee
Chronic.
pain, like these things are consistent. Okay, gotcha.
Chronic anything. It
Yeah.
continues to happen and it's not ideal. I don't care what it is.
Mhm.
If you can say, oh, well, this is like I always get a car and then it breaks. Then I get a new one. And it always seems like my car is in the shop. So let's take a look at that. Because the car is a physical extension of you. So if you look at the part of the car that's having some challenges and then take a look at yourself, you might see there's a correlation. Oh, the electrical system is off. Okay, electricity. What is the electrical system in the body? What's going on with your nervous system? How do you feel? That's what you asked me at the top of this show. How do you feel, Prue? You understand the number of people that have no clue on how to express what they're feeling beyond all right, pissed, horny, some kind of way?
Yeah.
To be able to say, I feel ambivalent, I feel ill, I feel disturbed, I feel troubled, I feel happy, I feel elated, I feel joy-filled. To be able to call a thing. So if you can't name it, guess what? It's still going to work to get your attention, which is why the feelings continue to surface. And when we don't acknowledge them, they surface as aches and pains and bumps, and sometimes hospitalization.
Or wicked.
Wow. Okay.
And if you don't know, Pruitt has been Pruitt has in reference to The Wizard of Oz, that was one of our assignments that we had to watch it. When I say even just now, even though I watched it multiple times, and I challenge you guys, if you have not watched it, first take a listen to Pruitt and go over the information that he has dropped in blogs and other information. But when you see the shift, and even just that right now, she called her wicked. Why is she wicked? Because she told you that she did, because she tried to start holding somebody accountable for what you weren't doing.
Correct.
I'm tired of being in the rose bush. So it sounds like with the shadow, like even with acne or pain, I'm tired of being in the back. Now I need to do something.
Correct.
Now I need to ring the alarm. Hey, something is wrong here.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm with it.
And let me just offer, because sometimes we hold some energy around things. Not something is wrong. Something's attempting to get my attention.
Oh, yes.
You understand? Because I don't know who's listening. They hear wrong, and then all of a sudden their shoulders hunch and their head drops, which would be an indication of an opportunity to play in the shadow. But it's not that it's wrong. Something ain't working.
What is trying to get my attention?
Yeah, exactly. Something's attempting to get my attention. That's what the Wicked Witch was doing. She's trying to get the attention. I need those shoes. Because the witch actually believed her life would be better if she had the shoes, but the shoes were Dorothy's personality. So you can't have somebody else's personality. But the Wicked Witch missed the fact that Dorothy represented her possibility and personality. They looked at each other but could not see themselves.
Oh, man.
Both of them were up for shadow play.
Wait till your episode comes out about the Wizard of Oz. Wait till that.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Shadow play. Okay, so we are clear about what shadow work is, and that is there are things in the unconscious, things that are hidden behind us, and those things, like you said, they're in the back.
Mm-hmm.
There are things there based upon some of the symptoms are trying to bring awareness to us, if knee pain or different things we talked about. So what is the first step? You have someone that says, hey, you know what? I need to do shadow play.
That's it.
So the first thing is going to be just acknowledging I need to do shadow play.
So here you go. I'll answer it in a way that'll be supportive for you. First one is awareness. So if you want, I'll give you 4 steps. They're called the 4 steps to change. So the first one is awareness. I'm aware that there's an issue, or that there are issues, or that there are results that I don't care for. However you frame that. Don't care for, don't like, don't want, don't desire, right? I don't know how people speak that, right? I'm aware that I don't feel right. I'm aware that I'm, this age chronologically, but I feel like I'm this age internally, right? Okay, right? Because I used to say when I was 29, I was like, I know I'm 29, but I feel immature. And what I got later was spiritual immaturity. And there were some areas that required my attention, some skill sets I needed to acquire despite my age. All right. So the awareness, I'm aware something's off. I'm aware maybe I just got this sense that things could be different. You understand? Somebody may hold that awareness, Gary, where they just, I don't know what it is. It just feels like something ought to be different. That's awareness. And then the second step would be for you to simply acknowledge it. I'm acknowledging that at this stage in my life, I ought to be in a different place at my job. I'm acknowledging that at this stage in my life, I ought to have, and I'm using words that people typically use, ought to or should have a different relationship with my father, my mother, my sister, with whom I'm estranged, right? Like, so I'm acknowledging it. I'm acknowledging it. Then the next one is to accept it. That's step 3. Accept means to simply embrace it as it is. That one can be a little challenging. There's an idiom that says we tend not to see things as they are. We tend to see things as we are. So for the old school folk to say, I got out of bed on the wrong side today. So then they see the world as messed up and challenging and against them. Like, oh, this person in line, how they going to have more items than the sign above them says 12 and you got 13. That's a person, you understand? They're not seeing things as it is. They're seeing it as they are. They're in a foul place, so everything is against them, right? So that acceptance is just to say, you know what? I'm aware that my father and I are both getting old. I acknowledge that I've elected not to be in relationship with my sister, or I acknowledge that I've allowed my boss to put more work on me without speaking my truth.
Oh man.
And I accept that I am 100% responsible, able to respond, not react. There's a difference. Responding means that you're present and you're collecting information in the now, and then you offer or render a judgment. Reacting is knee-jerk. That's where we use words like trigger. Remember I said I don't even know that that's even in my vocabulary. I understand that when people use it, I don't ask what your triggers are. Because sometimes asking what your triggers are is the trigger.
Triggering.
That triggers the trigger. Right.
Right.
So being able to understand the distinction, reaction is always historical. You don't believe me? Take a look at the next time you react and see if you don't have the thought or couldn't finish your thought with, they always do this. Or here they go again. Or this, that bull. This, that bull means there's a pattern. This right here is that stuff they've been doing that I call BS. You understand? So reacting is historical in nature, which means you don't ever really leave the present, but our attention goes to what has occurred. Responding allows us to be here. And as I offer to people, if you write the word now, N-O-W, put a K in front of it, that's what we're searching for. Everything we want to know is only ever present in the now. Even if I'm pulling from the history, I'm bringing information from the history to the now. So now I know.
Oh, come on, man.
Okay.
Come on.
So that distinction is in step 3. That's why it can be challenging to accept, because I may not be accepting present. I may be the past. Here we go. Right. Then the last one is what you love, the do. It's the action. What is the committed action and by when? What is the one thing that I can do in this moment that's gentle? You understand? One thing that honors me in this moment, that aligns with, as you would say, I see. What is it that I see? So you can't even see, plan, and do without having awareness, because seeing is the awareness that something is triggering me to see something. I see it. Okay, now what's the plan? Well, hold up. Let me move through them steps again. Right? I'm aware that there's something I see. I acknowledge that there's the opportunity to create a plan. And I accept that I'm 100% responsible for creating the plan, holding the vision, and then actualizing it. And then the action is the doing. And the doing is where we get to be gentle, because doing doesn't always land the way we want it to. In my mind, I saw, you ever go back to somebody, I don't want to mess nobody up, but go back to somebody you tried to date or get to know in your mind what you saw yourself doing and what actually happened. Lord, did I just walk up to her and I said, "Hi, my name is Stacy"? Oh Lord Jesus. That's not what I meant to say. I meant to say, "Hi, your name is Robert." No, oh my God, hold up, wait a minute. Jesus, Lord, help me. You understand?
Yeah.
So we think do means one shot deal. Well, it is a one shot deal in that moment, but the great thing is God gives us a bunch of different moments.
A bunch of moments. Yeah.
Yeah. So the do is a mastery piece. And
Mm.
I would offer for you, my brother, see, do. And when you put the do in parentheses, put mastery or master behind it now. That's your elevation for your clients so that they see, plan, and master. Because anybody can do, but not everybody masters.
This is true.
Okay. I can clean a bathroom. That doesn't mean I mastered it making sure it was clean.
Right. There was some action that happened.
Correct.
But was it done?
Correct. So you can go through the shadow work or shadow play and do it. But the mastery in this content, mastery by definition just means to be skilled or proficient.
Mm-hmm.
So how skilled am I at embracing the witches of the West? Because I understand to see her as wicked is only a mirror reflection. And it's a reflection of something that's in my shadow that I don't see. But now, because I listen to Gary's show, I can see what's in the shadow. I can plan accordingly. And then I can lovingly do what I need to do to master the art of living my life in full expression.
Come on, man.
What? Okay, that came from someplace. Won't he do it?
Y'all, listen, any show, I tell you guys, go back, digest, process, go over it. But this is the one. Guys, this is the episode that if you need to take time out today, listen to the episode in its entirety, go back and listen to what was just being said. I'm sitting here like, man, that is, when we're talking about doing, we're talking about not necessarily functioning. Are you mastering it? You know, it's plenty of people who play basketball. Plenty of people play basketball. Plenty of people who are going to play football.
Yep.
But
everybody
who plays football, it doesn't make the NFL.
Correct.
They haven't mastered that. Oh, man,
and let me say this about mastery. You ain't even got to go to the NFL. I mastered running the 200. I'm masterful. I've never in my lifetime ever run against Usain, and I probably won't be in the Masters Olympics version.
Yeah,
but you don't want to go up against me in the 200.
But you've mastered it, right? Have you been proficient and skilled?
Yep, I am proficient at running through the phases of the 200.
Come on, man.
Okay, so much so that I can run it with you on a clock and tell you what time I'm going for, and run it with my eyes open and then tell you time, and I'll be within a second. That's sitting here, so that I can see it. So then I plan my schedule when I'm out on the track, on the days that I'm at the track or the days that I'm at home doing yoga to vary the positions. And then when I get on the track, I do. There's no thinking.
And master it.
I do. Mastery.
All
right.
All right, man.
And I would offer using your title, I do and show. I know it's the See.Plan.Do show, but I do.
Show. I do.
Right. Show up.
Show and show the mastery. Show it.
Yes, sir.
Man, that is absolutely amazing, man. Thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule.
Man, please.
Come here and talk to us about shadow work, what it looks like. You know, how can we address it and what we need to do?
How can you be in relationship with it? So, you know me, languaging, I don't want you to address it.
Yeah.
That's nothing I want. And I don't even want you to entertain it, because then how do I address the bully? Or how do I address my father? How am I going to be in relationship with my father?
Right.
See, it's a different feeling.
Yep. Different mindset when you say that. Addressing it versus dealing or
be in relationship with it.
Be in a relationship with it.
Because we created it. Yeah. Sorry. Like, I didn't create the people that sexually messed with me. I created the interpretation. The shadow wasn't the event. The shadow is the meaning I gave to the event.
Okay.
I was diagnosed with colorectal cancer at 17. I didn't give it no history, no heat on it. It didn't. It's not something that plagued me. So people who talk to me, oh, I'm experiencing cancer. I got a very different. I don't. Oh,
Right.
me too. Because it wasn't.
Because you didn't assign a relationship to it.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't give it any negative energy or connotation.
Right. Or assign that. Yeah.
And that's what the shadow. Remember, she's the witch of the West. We called her wicked. It's a negative connotation.
Mm-hmm. We assigned the wickedness. We assigned the title wicked to her. So now we look at her like that.
Correct. And that's all you ever see and look for.
And how are we gonna call her wicked? She got a house knocked on her.
But that was her sister that got the house knocked on her.
Yeah.
But
so, right, her sister did it. So she's mad about it. What if somebody dropped the house on your family? You would be mad too.
Be a little tight.
Yeah. Wow.
You understand? So we're assigning events and people in a negative way without recognizing it's a mirror reflection.
Man, that is wow. Okay. That was I will say that 100%. Typically, when it is a topic, I want to dive in and learn it. And I said, you know what? I want to learn it in the now.
Yeah.
So listening to it and just hearing how you break it down, man, that was really, really great. That was really great. So today, guys, if you need to do that, please contact, please, and I'll make sure that I have Pruett's information all lined up in our show details and our information. All right, how can people connect with you? What do you have going on? You know, drop all that information. What do you got going on here?
Well, look, I'll keep it real simple, G. If in the information, there'll be an opportunity for you to just check through the Facts Academy. You know, people ask, well, what are the facts? And one of the questions I had to God in this period in my life was, well, how do I take all the skills that I offer, the titles that people would give, right? And the facts actually breaks down into different things. So, for example, just the FA in facts is for facilitation because I'm a facilitator.
Yeah.
And then the C in facts is for coaching, the T is for teaching, and the S is for speaking. So the Facts Academy it encapsulates the different roles that I play in the different services that I offer. So just checking in to see when I'm doing another Wicked Witch experience, embracing your Wicked Witch, right? That's the shadow play. Or to see, I deal with the spiritual laws. I teach that class so that we have an understanding. Everybody's talking about the law of attraction. Okay, well, I got it too, but we go past intellectualizing it. So you had an opportunity in a loving group setting to play with it and to discuss it and to understand how it connects to different energy centers in the body and heck, even how it connects to sacred texts like, you know, the Bible. Like, you know, as a preacher's kid, people got on me about talking about being a Piscean. It's like, but it's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. So you're getting mad at me because I'm speaking it, but you don't know it's in the Bible. And then I give them the chapter and verse, and then of course they upset. So the easiest way to connect, like you can get at me, you can get Pruitt on IG, but you'll have all that info. And my invitation is just click on the class schedule. See if there's something, a class or course or event that resonates with you, you know, that'll nurture your journey.
Yep. And he constantly has, so make sure you download, get on the app as well, and go to the site. Sign up for the newsletters. Robert constantly has different classes that will speak to you. So I really like all those things. Okay. And also he has his segment. Please tell him about Get Into It on the radio.
Get Into It with Pruitt. I'm trying to do like your opening. Get into it. Right. It's a blessing. Russ Parr has been in the radio industry for decades and reached out to me and said, I got a segment for you. I want to utilize your gift. I want to share it with the audience. And he came up with the title, Get Into It with Pruitt. And I said, okay, is this what we're doing, God? I said, all right. Because somebody said, whatever shows up is the answer. You got to remember the prayer or the question that showed up. And the question I had, which aligns with people that come through you, Gary, is, you know, okay, God, how do I put all of this stuff together? And I had a boss who said, let's just put old wine in new skin because there's nothing wrong with the wine. So I was asking, what's the new skin? So Get Into It with Pruitt is every Tuesday, 9:35 Eastern Standard Time on the Russ Parr Morning Show. That'll be available through the link where you can actually stream it live or you can listen to old episodes. And, you know, I've got stuff connected to it so that you can play with it. But it comes with assignments, hard work. Right. So that you're not just listening, but it gives you an opportunity to see it plan accordingly, and then take action in the doing this, so that if there's an issue that is presented that resonates with you, then I offer something for your journey. That's simple.
Make sure you do that, guys. All right. Thank you, man.
Thank you, brother.
Oh man,
Next season.
Yep. Yeah,
Next
man.
season.
Yeah. Oh,
here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
There we go. I'll make sure I edit that out, guys.
Here we go, Steelers.
I'll make sure we edit that right out.
I appreciate that when we first got on the call, you called me big philosopher.
Yeah, big sensei, big philosopher, man. I still appreciate you guys. Guys, that is the end of the show, man. Please, yes. I cannot implore you enough. Highly suggest make sure you connect with Pruitt in all the social media platforms, all of the things. I would say make sure you go straight to the app, make sure you go straight to the website, so that way you can get direct connection, because one day the algorithm may say, you know what, hey, I'm done. We want to make sure we get that straight to the pipeline, to the vein, to straight immediate connection.
White line.
Here we go. Look. Okay. See, that's what happened when you have a Pisces and a fellow DJ. We just start shouting out random songs.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
yes, sir.
Please make sure you do that, guys. Guys, anytime you feel like, hey, you get these episodes hot, fresh, and ready each week. So make sure you check out previous episodes. Go back and listen to Pruitt when he was on the show. The episode was entitled "Be Gentle with Yourself." The cover art is a rattlesnake. I remember that was an amazing episode. So go back, listen to different episodes. I actually will pin the episode up here, so that way you guys can click on it immediately. If you want to be a guest on the show, you want to be a sponsor, please shoot me an email. Pretty simple and easy. And as always, guys, thank you for being the best part of the show. You. We have amazing guests, as you see, one of the top tier, masterful guests on the show. Please make sure you realize you're the best, one of the best parts of the show. So until we see each other again, because we got to see what's happening here.
Yes, sir.
What's happening right now? We got to plan it out, put that strategy of success together, and as Big Sensei, big philosopher, just said,
thank you.
Not only do it, don't just do it to do it.
Master it.
Are you the master? Are you the master of the universe? Remember that? He-Man?
Yes,
that sword up. There we go. Not only do it, but master it, man. Guess what, man? Please make sure you hug 3 Pisces today. All right. Make sure you connect with 3 Pisces today.
I love it.
Somewhere in the lower end, the lower February. Make sure you find them. All right. So, all right, guys. Same life coaching time.
Forget them March Pisces.
I know. Get him out of here.
That's your shadow.
You're right. It's in the shadow. And let them be back in the shadow. Let them be in the shadow. March Pisces could be. No, I can't do that. No, I can't do that. All right, guys. All right, your life coach loves you, man. Same life coaching time, same life coaching channel. See ya.